If you live an entirely average lifespan, you get about 4,000 weeks. That is it. We go through our days operating under the illusion that we have an infinite reservoir of hours waiting for us. We treat time the way we treat money, but the two behave entirely differently. Money is a renewable resource. If you spend it, you can earn it back. If you lose it, you can recover it. But the second ticking by right now is permanent. Once it is gone, it is erased entirely. Telling yourself, "I'll do it tomorrow," is a dangerous habit. When you brush off a task to scroll or binge a show, you are actively pushing your own goals further out of reach. Life feels short because we systematically devalue our future selves by wasting the present moment. It usually starts in the evening. You sit on the couch, pull out your phone, and tell yourself, just 5 more minutes. That innocent habit feels small in the moment. This diagram shows exactly how those small habits multiply. If you lose just 2 hours a day to your phone, that small block stacks up to 14 hours every single week. Over a single year, those 14 hours a week balloon to 728 hours. Divide that by 24, and you have erased an entire month from your calendar, 30 full days, completely gone. Stretch that math across an average lifespan, and the numbers get worse. The average person gives up 7 years of their life to social media and another 3 years to television. That is 10 full years of permanent loss. Reclaiming just half of that time provides a massive window for growth. 3.5 years is 42 months, enough time to master a high-paying skill, build a profitable business, or become fluent in multiple languages. Mathematical reality shows that compounding daily neglect quietly destroys decades of opportunity, regardless of your innate potential. Stopping that erosion begins the moment you wake up. You have to move from a morning that happens to you by default to one you design with intention. This pie chart illustrates the Pareto principle, or the 80-20 rule. 80% of your outcomes are generated by 20% of your effort. Tangible progress comes from a highly concentrated fraction of work. Everything else is mostly noise. Before you check a single message or touch a digital screen in the morning, ask yourself one question. What is the one thing I can do today that will make everything else easier or unnecessary? Clearing 50 trivial items off a to-do list might make you feel productive, but checking off low-value tasks is often just procrastination in disguise. By the time the afternoon hits, your natural energy levels drop. This fatigue makes you highly vulnerable to the demands of your boss, your phone, and your own bad habits. Willpower alone cannot survive the midday slump. Time management must be strictly controlled by pre-designed systems. This digital schedule shows the core tool, time blocking. Dedicate a strict 90-minute window early in the day exclusively for your highest value goal. Then, quarantine low-value administrative tasks into confined 50-minute windows later in the afternoon. A schedule that fluctuates based on your mood leaves you reactive to every external notification and demand. Designing your calendar protects your mission from these external defaults. Everyone talks about the magic of waking up at 5 a.m., but anyone can wake up early when they're highly motivated. The real test is what you do at night, when you are tired and drained. The choices you make between 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. dictate your personal growth far more heavily than your morning routine ever will. Instead of numbing your brain with a continuous feed of videos, you use these hours for active reflection. You journal your thoughts, track your habits, or take a mindful walk specifically to process the day. This requires applying a strict filter to your evening. If an invitation or a digital distraction is not a hell yes, it is an absolute no. Time itself operates as a sacred boundary. Every time you say yes to a meaningless distraction, you are issuing a definitive no to the person you are trying to become. The ancient Stoics practiced a philosophy called memento mori, which translates directly to "remember you will die." Contemplating your own mortality acts as a clarifying tool. It silences the ego, strips away illusions of infinite time, and puts every petty argument into immediate perspective. A time-rich life requires 3 things: prioritizing your physical energy through sleep and movement, engaging in deep single-task focus, and running a weekly audit to ruthlessly cut whatever stole your time. Look at the day you just had. Ask yourself if you are truly proud of how you spent it. If you found out you only had 1 year left to live, would you still be doing exactly what you did today? Living a life that isn't truly yours is the ultimate risk. Arriving at the end only to realize the person you became was an accident of distraction is far more terrifying than the end itself. Stop passively watching the clock and start living on purpose.